Welcome back to the Compressor Guru. Today we're going to take another dive into the Facebook jungle. Last time we just went looking and there were good deals out there, and one of the best deals was thousands of dollars, but it was still a great deal. Now, that's not everybody's budget. So I decided I searched Facebook Marketplace with a $300 cap looking for air compressors. And guys, it was a pretty interesting search. There's a lot of good deals out there, but there's 100 times as many bad deals for what you find with good deals. It's kind of like panning for gold. You know, you go through 20 buckets of sand and you get one flake of gold. Well, it's kind of what we're doing here, because when you get down under that $300 price mark, there's a lot of junk out there. But if you have the time to sort through and you know what you're looking for, there's some deals out there, and we're going to walk through those parameters to help you find the good deals. As we said before, we want you to stay away from Keystone unless you want to display an antique. Stay away from the big box store stuff, the Cobalts, the CH, the Black Max, Central Pneumatic, Husky, DeWalt, US General, Craftsman. Guys, a lot of those compressors don't cost much more than $300 brand new. I saw several pictures of pumps in this search that I couldn't identify, and quite frankly, if I can't identify them with over 45 years of experience, you should stay away from them. So let's get started. Our first one is an emglo with a gas-driven engine. It says $300. The whole description in the ad said works. Now, they didn't give us a picture of the tag or what kind of motor this is, but the motor might be worth $300. The pump might be worth $300. Even the tank might be worth $300, absolute top value on the tank. But this is a little portable tank, and quite frankly, you know, if this works, if you'd call the guy and show up and say, let's start it up, if it works, that's a buy. Number 2 on our list today is a 5 horsepower air compressor pump. That's the way it was listed. It was $200. It's down to $175. It was listed 2 weeks ago. Condition, they're calling it new. Now, I don't know that it's new, but it's the paint looks pretty good. And when they call it new, I noticed one thing about it. The paint isn't burned off around the discharge on the head. If it was, I would say they're just downright lying. But so here's a 234 pump that is $175. This pump can be run with a 5 horsepower motor, and you'll get about 15 CFM. This is a buy. This is one of the I don't want to call it the diamond in the rough, but this is a piece of gold for $175. This is worth it. And if you need something for it, parts are easily available. Our next one is a Ingersoll Rand also. Now it gives us our description. Ingersoll gas-powered air compressor, $150. Condition, used, good. Ingersoll Rand air compressor, no motor, had the pulley that goes on. There you go. This is a deal. And quite frankly, this is a deal. If that pump will turn over, even if it needs rebuilt, we could sell you a rebuild kit for ballpark $400 for this. And for $550 and a little bit of your own time, you'd have yourself a $1,200 to $1,500 pump right there. This is a buy. The next one we're going to is actually 2. And this is, I'm going to read the description here. Air compressor pumps, $100 for both. These are truck compressor pumps. These are like Bendix Westinghouse 2-flow 500s, and these are what truckers use on their over-the-road trucks. These are worth more as core charge. If you go to a place that sells your Bendix compressors and you need a new compressor, they're going to charge you a core charge for a rebuilt one to put on your truck. You got 2 cores right here. Even if these may work, these may not work. It's a fair amount of work to put these on. But you got 2 pumps for $50, and I know they charge you a lot more than that for a core charge. These are a buy, especially if you're a trucker. Our next one is a Dayton compressor, and it's only listed as Dayton. The guy doesn't know what he has here. This is a Champion air compressor, and it's listed as Dayton Speed Air. Now this is Grainger labeled. Whenever you see Dayton, it's Grainger Industrial Supply. They private label their machines, and their compressors are called Speed Airs. But because I've been in this forever, this is an R15 Champion air compressor. And you've got yourself a 5-horse motor, you got yourself an upright 80-gallon tank, and this one was listed for $300. Guys, if the motor works, the motor's worth $300. If the pump works, it's worth more than that, and the pump's rebuildable. They are a little bit of trouble to do the homework in the cylinder because it's a one-piece cylinder head. But if the tank is good, the tank's worth $300. This one's a buy. This is a no-brainer in my mind. Number 6. Now we get into the interesting world where we go, okay, we're down in the $70 range. And did we just find a little flake of gold, or did we find a big piece of junk? Well, this is an emglo, and I want you to look closely at these pictures, guys. Those handles on that tank have been welded on. And with them being welded on, don't trust the tank. We don't know who welded them on. But for $70, the pump might be worth it. The motor might be worth it. But this would entail more investigation. But no matter what, you're only looking at the motor or the pump on this because you wouldn't use that tank. Now, for all these buys I'm showing you, all these things I consider a good deal, there is 10 times more of it that's junk. And I'm going to get to some of that towards the end of this. And I got a challenge. I got several challenges for you at the end of this video. And I want you to chime in and let me know what you think. Moving on, one of my favorites. And it was cheap enough. But this is the old Garden of Denver industrial heavy-duty run forever air compressor. I had one of these in my very first shop, and I let it go with the building. When I moved out of that building and went into my first building I owned, we left that compressor there. And the ad says they replaced it with a smaller compressor, very heavy duty. Guys, it is very heavy duty. Parts are available, and this was only $80. It was originally listed for $150. It's down to $80, and you could hook that up and run that with a 3 to 5 horsepower motor. That's a buy at $80. So, moving on. Here comes one of the challenges. We've got a very old compressor. We know it's very old because it's got the bars wrapped around the tank holding the mounting plate on. We've got our 2-stage compressor with low pressure piston on the right, high pressure on the left, vertically opposed. I've never even heard of this brand. It's got the old-fashioned oiler right up here in the end of the crankcase. Guys, this is an antique piece. I can't even find in my notes what this one was selling for. but it is nothing more than a showpiece. The tank, you should never put air in it, and I doubt you'll ever get it running. If you do get it running, how long it works, who knows? But this is one, you'll see these on here, and we'll show you another one later. But these aren't buys unless you're going to be buying them to clean up real nice and set in the corner of the garage and in your man cave and go, that's an old air compressor. Well, great. We're up to our next one. This is an Ingersoll Rand. This is a 234. It's brand new. And that's what it says, condition brand new. Went different route. This is new. $300 for a brand new 234. That's a deal. If I were to buy that, I would show up on their doorstep and make sure nothing's ever been screwed into the discharge to prove it is brand new. But that's a $1,000 pump, guys. We have another Ingersoll, and we're going to go over some problems and some things to be looking for based off this machine. Now, I don't know what this is, other than it's an Ingersoll Rand and it has an electric motor. Because when we're looking for our deals on Marketplace, we want as much info as possible. We'd like to get the tag off the pump. We want to see the manufacturer's tag off the air compressor. We want to see the tag on the motor so we know what the voltage and the phase is and the horsepower. Also the RPM. We want to see the welded certification tag on the tank. And that tag will give us a year of manufacture so we have half a clue just how old it is. But here we have a compressor on what looks to be an 80-gallon tank. And these are the only two pictures we have of it. And there's not a lot to tell about this. So if it were $100, I'd probably go buy it. But we still don't know what it is. It's a pick and a poke, folks. Now, this one. Here's one of your challenges. This guy didn't only not give you any of the tags off the motor, off the pump, off the tank, but this single picture, he is telling you everything you need to know about that and maybe more about this compressor. He got far enough away from that compressor to make sure he had the entire tank in the picture. He didn't take a second picture. I didn't even record the description on this, but there's several things we can tell about this. We can't tell what brand it is. We can't tell what horsepower it is. We can't tell how old it is. But what I can tell you right now is they never serviced this machine because the oil changes on the other side and they're not going to drag that machine out away from the wall to change the oil. So if that machine sat there for 10 years, they never changed the oil on it. This is an instant pass, but this is one of those junk instances that if he had it on there for $100, there's not $100 worth of junk there. So moving on. So here's the Crewman air compressor. Now Crewman didn't make air compressors. It was Crewman Equipment in Pittsburgh, PA, and they've been bought out by another compressor company from Ohio now. But I knew Jack Crewman, and Jack actually offered me a job in 1992. And I really debated over it. My wife was on strike. I had a baby on the way, and there was several other things going on, and I thought it was the worst possible time to quit the business and work out of town when I had a new baby coming. That I digress on. So this is a Kellogg American pump that Jack relabeled a Crewman, and it's a horse and a half or somewhere around there. It's a single phase. It's an industrial pump. There are parts available for this pump, but that really doesn't matter because the motor's worth it, the tank's worth it, it's only $150. It was $300, and it's 110 or 220. It can be wired either way, and it comes with a safety disconnect and a starter. Now, looking at these pictures, I do not see a starter. I think what they're talking about is the pressure switch, because you do not need a starter on a on less than a 2 horsepower motor. So this is a buy at $150. Now, this is not a lot of air. This is a good one to put in the garage to pump up tires and maybe inflate the kids' swimming pool, stuff like that. Here's another one. This is a Keystone compressor. This, at any price, is a display item. You want to buy it, paint it, set it in the corner of your man cave and go, oh, there's my air compressor. It's a Keystone compressor. Guys, these guys went out of business 10 years before I went in business. By the way, we had our 45th anniversary of being in business last Thursday. And to all those that did send well wishes, I thank you very much. So this is a nice old compressor. You'll never get parts for it. Never, ever, ever. Our next one is 325, and it says free. It says 0 in the price. It says free. Make offer. LOL on a Q325 and an Ingersoll Rand 7 or 10T. 300 for both. Guys, if I could get a 7T, 10T, and a 325 for $300, this is a buy. But remember, I'm in the business. I could take both a 7T and a 325, repair them, rebuild them, and put them up for sale and make money. Or I could tear them apart like we did in a recent episode where we scrapped out a 325 that was been perfectly fine to rebuild, and we made more money by scrapping it out. But this and a 7T or a 10T, he doesn't even know what he has, for $300, or even make an offer, that's a buy. If you haven't noticed, there's a stream here. There's a stream of, we're looking for the quality machines, and we're going to get to non-quality machines coming up here. But we're looking for quality machines, or we're looking for the other machines and a reason to buy it. And we're getting to those, so stick with me. Okay, here we go. This is a challenge. I don't know what this is. Oh, wait, it's an air compressor. No, but I don't know what brand it is. They didn't give us any tags. They didn't give us any information except these two pictures, and they didn't give us anything else. If you know what brand this is, let us know in the comments. I'm interested to find out. Let me know what you think. No matter what the price on this was, this is a pass, because if I don't know what the compressor is, I'm not buying it, because I've been in this for that 45 years. And the motor, who knows what the motor is? So there's a challenge. Put that in the comments. You're going to go look at this and go, Bud, what is this? And what it is, it was an engine-driven air compressor mounted on a trailer. And it was $125. And you're going, Bud, you wouldn't buy this. I would not buy this for the air compressor. But you know, a lot of you guys, you're handy guys, and we all can use a trailer. It's amazing what you find when you're looking for an air compressor. This might suit somebody for a homemade trailer. Anyway, let me know what you think about the trailer. Put it in the comments. Okay, we're down to the down and dirty now. We have an Ingersoll Rand, and they only want $300. Guys, the model number on this is a TS, and the TS stands for tough crap. And that's the joke amongst the Ingersoll dealers, that if you bought a TS unit, tough crap, you were dumb enough to buy it. These pumps do not have a long lifespan. I know guys that have bought these, they buy them off Tractor Supply. Don't do it, guys. So here's an Ingersoll, And we normally like Ingersoll, but here's an Ingersoll that is a no. If that were $50, I'd still probably say don't bother with it. It might run a week and break a valve and you're done. Let me know what you think about the TS models. Okay, here's our final challenge of the day. If you know what this compressor is, let me know. I'll give you a hint. It starts with W. I think that's what it is. But in any event, this was cheap, and I want to say it was $50 or $100. But I wouldn't buy a Worthington. Oops, I just gave you the answer. But I wouldn't buy a Worthington. You can't get parts for your Worthingtons, not your old ones, your very old ones, and your recent ones. I wouldn't buy a Worthington. But that's beside the point. I think I'd buy this because the engine's worth it. That's an old Wisconsin engine. They're rebuildable. They're a good old engine. Now, it's not an electric start. It's an old rope start. But those old Wisconsin engines, you get them running, they run for a good long time. They're a good, solid gasoline, air-cooled engine. Friends, that's it for the day. I hope I was able to share some good information with you. If you go out there and you go into that Facebook jungle marketplace, it's deep, it's dark, it's scary, and there's lots of ways to get hurt in there. You can avoid getting hurt by sticking with quality, sticking with what you know, and even bottom feeding like we are today, going for that sub $300 price tag. There's deals out there. And even if you're not in the compressor business, there's still deals out there. So, guys, I thank you for your time. I thank you for subscribing, liking, leave a comment. Answer one of my challenges today. And if you got a friend in the garage business, body shop business, let him know about our channel. We might be able to help him the way we've helped you. God bless. Have a great day.